Alright, what's going on, guys? So I'm going to do a video over not damaging your piece on the lathe. Might sound a little silly, but it's actually something that happens a lot. And most of the time it's caused by the chuck. Not exactly by the guy that's turning it or the girl that's turning it, it don't really matter, but it's caused by the chuck. On most chucks, there are grooves that are on the actual jaws. So when you expand or contract the jaws, you've got to dig into something to grab onto it. You just don't have a piece of round there that just holds it. They do make jaws that are smooth surfaced. I do not have a set of those jaws, and I don't see the purpose of actually going out and buying one right now. So when we're dealing with certain woods, that's when you have the problem of the jaws digging into your piece. Now on this piece here, this is a lidded jewelry box I'm working on. This is the lid. The lid's not done yet. But as you can see, there's multiple kinds of woods here. Quite a few, actually. You've got mahogany, curly maple, padauk, figured walnut, black cherry, and hickory. Now this piece here doesn't have any hickory on it. The hickory is actually in the lid. This will be a double inlaid lidded box. But this is the topic today. What I'm trying to do is grab this on the lathe like that so I can turn the face, because I've already taken care of the inside. But I do not want to damage that. It's too pretty to damage. And if I damage it now, when I grab it this way and I turn the face, I don't have a way of turning it around and fixing that. I don't have a vacuum chuck. And you'd have to make some kind of special way to grab it here, still keep it round, and not screw that inside up. It's very hard to do, and I can't do it. But I have a way of fixing that. A lot of times when you're wrapping a piece, say you wanted to cut the inside of this out, okay, and you've already got the outside shaped and you don't want to damage the outside. So the easiest way to do that would be to wrap some masking tape on it. Masking tape works really well. It doesn't work that well when you're expanding the jaws into something, but when you're contracting down against, it's not too bad. You can just take some masking tape and wrap your piece. You gotta wrap it 10 times, but make sure you wrap your piece extremely flat. That way you're not building layers up and it'll cause your piece to wobble on the lathe, and then you just screw everything all up, get it all out of whack. So that's one way to do it, is masking tape, and it really does work very well. It's good to have this around. But we're not trying to work on the inside face of a piece. We're trying to protect the inside face. Like I said, grabbing with the jaws, outer force seems to be harder on pieces for some reason, at least in my experience. It might not actually be that way, but in my experience it seems to be harder on my pieces. So what we're going to do is I'm going to explain to you guys how to grab this from the inside using a Barracuda chuck. It's a Barracuda 2, I believe it is. We don't want to cause damage to this extremely thin ring here. Very small ring. And on this inside face here, I don't want ring marks. I don't want dig marks. It's too pretty to mess up. Like I said, once you get the inside turned and you flip it around and you face the outside and finish it up, it's going to be extremely hard to flip that piece around and fix it. So don't screw it up. The way not to screw it up is it's called Nido tape. Don't know why they call it Nido. I think it's neat, I guess. Maybe Nido. Whatever. But it's called Nido tape. It's kind of like electrical tape. It's not electrical tape. Do not use it for electrical tape. I do not believe it's actually going to protect you from dying, so don't use it. But I have found that it works extremely well for this lathe. It's a rubber tape. Let me show you guys what I do. Right, so I've already got the lathe actually wrapped, okay, because I've actually been doing this. But what you'll do is you'll take this tape and you're going to wrap you a layer around this. If you use masking tape, there's these dig marks here. Let me try to zoom in for you and see if I can help you out there. If you use masking tape, you can see these original rings right here, these grooves that dig in. When you use masking tape, they're just going to poke right through the tape. This rubber tape seems to add enough friction to the piece to actually not cause these to dig in, so you don't have to expand it so tight. So expanding it outwards tightly does cause dig marks in your piece. And if it's a softer wood, you'll definitely cause a dig mark. It doesn't matter what you do. But if you put something on it to protect it, like I have, this rubber tape stretches whenever I go to tighten my jaws down. So what it'll do is you'll expand it out, and this rubber tape is going to actually cause a friction bond more than a digging bond. And that's kind of what we want. Obviously, I'd use it with your tailstock here. So what I would recommend using is your tailstock as well. And then when you get down to your final points of actually shaping it, go ahead and remove the tailstock. Make sure this is snugged up to the point to where it's not causing any dig marks. Maybe take it off and take a look at it. Look at this inside ring here and make sure that you're not causing any damage. Because like I said, if you cause damage at this final step, the odds of you actually not throwing it across the room are pretty slim to none. So, we don't want to cause that. It literally we're just creating a friction fit here. So if you want to keep the inside of your work pieces from being damaged, or even the outside for that matter, this tape works pretty good. Right, so like I said, there are many ways to do it, and many people have their opinions on what you want to do with it. Obviously, you safe practices: don't have long hair and hang over the lathe, or have little stringies or nothing like that. Use common sense. But yeah, I hope this tip helps you guys out. It helped me out a lot, saved me from ruining a whole lot of pieces. Don't get me wrong, I ruined a lot of things learning this trick. You're not going to ruin anything learning the trick. It was learning the trick that was the problem. I didn't know it. I guess I didn't think that far ahead. But I hope this helped you guys. If it did, leave me some comments down below. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate that. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.